I was able to catch one of the rarest Pokemon in Pokemon Go after playing Pokemon Go for over 5+ years. So how was I able to catch this Pokemon, and what are some other Pokemon that I caught along the way is what I'm going to tell you in this video. Welcome to day 2 of Unova Tour. Now, if you haven't checked day 1 of Unova Tour, it went pretty well when it came to shiny wise. I've also made a video talking about my whole opinion on Unova Tour because I feel like they did not make Unova Tour as good as it could have been, but that's my personal opinion. With this event, it brought some of the rarest Pokemon that you could catch. So to give you an example, there are some Pokemon that you get from the Pokédex. However, some of these specific Pokemon spawn in different regions. For example, Tropius is spawned all the way in Hawaii and some other places. Buffalant spawns in places like New York, Pennsylvania. Maractus can spawn in around the Florida area. There's other Pokemon that do similar things. And for one example, there's one Pokemon in specific that would spawn in Egypt that I've never been able to catch except for today. But before we show you what Pokemon I caught, let's go and do some raids that are for day 2 of Unova Tour. All right, we got another white Kyurem. I'm really surprised. I mean, it is super nice outside. Like, usually, for New York, from March, for the fact that it's this nice outside, it's kind of crazy to me. But there's a lot of people around this park. I'm really surprised. This event is ginormous because we had 16 people in the other raid, 7 over here. I've done community days, I've done raid days and all like that. The only time I've ever actually seen people was one raid ever. I've never seen it where there's numerous raids in different spots. I'm really happy about it, I'm not gonna lie. God bless I was able to play today, be able to do these raids. Hopefully this one is shiny though. I'm really happy, like I said, that I'm able to do a lot of these raids and I don't have to worry about now doing remote raids. Because before we were doing remote, and again, remote raids just cost more. So the fact that I'm able to do it in person, help out other people knock out the raid, I think is so sick. But I do want to see whether or not we can get this shiny. This would be sick because again, we don't have a shiny Kyurem yet or a shiny from a raid yet from today. We only have 2 shiny from the wild and one of them's shiny boosted already. So it was the Alamomola. Alamomola is already shiny boosted, so please be shiny and have a background. The last one didn't have a background, by the way. It caught really quickly though. But let's see if this one is a shiny. This would be please shiny. Oh, I can't tell. No, 2485 is really not good either. All right, we're gonna switch it up a little bit with the Reshiram raid. Look. Oh, grabbed the wrong thing. I had to come up here and grab something, but it works out because I need to do this Reshiram raid. Look, we could have been doing Kyurems the whole time, but I didn't want to do Kyurems the whole time. So let's switch it up a little bit. We got a Reshiram. Look, Reshiram is a dragon of fire. So water's gonna do decent, but mainly the dragon type's gonna do it because somehow dragon against dragon works. Just like fighting against fighting. I don't know how fire against fire doesn't work or water against water. Well, water makes sense, but I don't know. Let's see if this is shiny. I just went up a whole flight of stairs and I don't do that too often since my knee's been hurting. So I'm really out of breath. But let's see. Is this Reshiram shiny? This would be sick. I've never caught a Reshiram shiny. So I did this because I was like, dude, whoever sent me this invite, thank you. Because I don't have a shiny Reshiram. So if this is the shiny that ends this video, that'd be great. If it isn't, that's not gonna be great. But huge shout out to the person who sent me the raid invite. I appreciate you. Please be shiny. I don't know what the shiny looks like, by the way. So your guess is as best as mine. That doesn't look like it. It's not. No, 2277, 2275. I don't know what those IVs are, but we'll be back with another raid. All right, next raid is a Drudagon. So again, switching it up as much as possible. Also, this is good because I can solo it. That was kind of the whole point of me wanting to do this raid was I was able to get one of these checks off, but as well as it's soloable. Pikachu is soloable. Kyurem, there's not, at least at this park, there's barely anybody here for Pokemon at least. So that's why I want to do some of these solo raids as of right now. That dragon in attack is crazy. It did a lot of damage, but hopefully we can take this out pretty quickly. I don't have that much time, so I really need to make sure I take this out quickly. Okay, that works. I just want to make sure I'm able to take this out fully 100%. We'll hope for the best because it's almost knocked out. Hopefully we weren't able to get the attack off. That's all good. Just take it out a little bit quicker because like I said, I think we're going to a Pokemon card shop, which is pretty cool. So we'll see what happens. Hopefully we'll be able to get a shiny here. So that would be sick because shiny Drudagon I've never caught before. So we'll hope for the best. Hopefully it is shiny. If not, is what it is. We'll hope for the best. It's a green shiny. The shiny green does look pretty dope. what is the CP 1917? That's actually a really good IVs. I wish they had the backgrounds for this one. This one doesn't have backgrounds for them, unfortunately. Shiny check on the Druddigon. Is it shiny? It is not. 1917 on the weather boost, not shiny. So if you want to check out the video of me going to that card shop that I was talking about, it went really well. I was actually able to find prismatic evolutions, which is very, very difficult to do. But as you also saw from the raids were pretty bad. And I went over in my video a couple days ago talking about how bad they were. Talking about how this event was great, but it seemed like it was focused towards raids, and even the raids rate was not that good. So this is one of the biggest reasons why I try to focus on field research, which funny enough, I will have a video coming soon of doing over 100 field research, because I had to do that many since the wild spawns on this Unova tour had no shiny boost at all. There was barely any Pokemon with shiny boost, so I had to do a bunch of research, which this is what led me to being able to catch some of the rarest Pokemon in Pokemon Go. If this reward is what I think it is, this is going to be the first time I ever catch this Pokemon. This Pokemon is normally spawning in, I believe it's Egypt and a couple other places around there. It doesn't spawn in the US, but from this research, you're able to get it. Sigilyph, first ever one. This one isn't shiny. However, again, this is gonna be my first time ever catching a Sigilyph in Pokemon Go, which is really exciting because a lot of times I've seen people like Mystic7 and a bunch of other creators being able to catch this Pokemon. I've never been able to do it. So that's the big thing I love about the Unova tour and these big events, is that you get Pokemon that spawn normally in other countries and other places. And now, as you guys see, putting it in the Pokédex. We should have a second encounter chance if we hatch enough eggs, but this is super sick. First time ever in the Pokédex, pretty decent IVs too. So that is how it's going so far. And shiny wise on the day, not too much more has happened. So if we see in Pokemon Go, for one, it's Makuhita Spotlight Hour, which is really good because with Makuhita Spotlight Hour, you can catch some of the Pokemon you need for this Meloetta, this little Meloetta research for the shiny. However, what I want to show you is the Sigilyphs. I've actually found 3 of these, which was pretty cool. IVs on the very first one is actually pretty solid, which is cool to see because this is not an easy Pokemon to get. And I was able to actually, technically, I guess I've seen 4, I don't know how, but I've only caught in 3. And in specific of these have not been shiny. However, I do have 2 of the 10-kilometer eggs from Unova Tour still with the potential of getting Larvesta, which don't really care about, but the biggest thing is the Bouffalant, Sigilyph, and Maractus. So in one of the next videos coming soon, I'm going to try and hatch these 10-kilometer eggs on a video to try and see whether or not, even if it's later Unova Tour, will I still be able to try and find either a shiny Bouffalant, maybe another shiny Maractus, maybe a shiny Larvesta, but mainly, can I catch or hatch a shiny Sigilyph?